Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Deckin Around. My name is Tyler.
I am Steve.
And today we are really excited to welcome Dominik Fuka to the show. Dom is well known within the community. His Instagram handle is Forest of Spades. He is an amazing photographer. He creates beautiful card potions, and we are really excited to have him on the show tonight. But before we jump into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, at some point during the video tonight, you will see a word scroll across the bottom of the screen. Make sure to write that down. It will be part of a 2-video giveaway that we are starting tonight and we'll follow up with tomorrow on our episode of Deck Specs. So make sure to check it out. And now, without further ado, welcome Dominik.
Dominik,
how you doing, man?
Yeah.
How are you doing, guys?
We're doing excellent, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
For the invite.
Yeah.
Thanks for staying up late for us.
Yeah. Well, yeah. First off, thank you so much for staying up late. We really do appreciate it. I think I know you mentioned you had gotten a little bit of sleep beforehand, so we appreciate you working on the schedule. But I think everyone is super excited as well to finally get to see your face. We've seen so many photographs you take, but never any photographs of you. So it's super exciting.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to show my face, but I think I'll get used to it.
You know, it's,
right on.
It's one of those things that you're not always comfortable with, and you do get used to it over time. So,
hey, Dom, do you have a blue shirt like this? I think Tyler and I.
Oh my god, my shirt is actually green. It's just the lighting, I swear.
we look like we have the same color shirt on. If you have the same color, you got to go put it on.
I don't think so.
All right, oh my god!
Damn, we tried.
So Dom.
Yeah, Stu just said we're twinsies. I'm matching my Luke Wadey deck.
There you go. That is a very great. See, you know what though? I think my shirt might match it better.
Too don't have the deck.
I don't have that deck yet. I do need to get it. But Dom,
I got you, Luke. I got you.
Thank
for
you
my
so
shirt,
much
it
for
would
coming
be
on.
better to get Mono X deck maybe than this one.
So I have the 0R and I have the 0 in blue. I need the Mono X though, because that I think hands down might be my favorite. So yes.
Oh, okay. Steve has the card potion.
Yeah, he was really excited that they showed up yesterday.
Let me tell the story about these. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Dominik, probably what it was like middle of April, we were talking about. I wanted some potions. I didn't have any, and I wanted to get some potions, whatever. So he shipped them out on April 24th, and I haven't seen them. It's almost 2 months, and obviously all this, stuff was going on with COVID, and packages from overseas have been crazy, depending on which country you live in. So literally on the 24th, he sent them out, and there wasn't any movement for 24th, so it never showed any movement. And we were talking the other day, they were like, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if they showed up before the episode?" And literally yesterday they showed up. And this is kind of funny. If you look at the tracking number for them, they still don't say shit delivered.
Oh, that's crazy. Well,
yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, I got them, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm happy to have them. Perfect timing. Yeah.
So
it is
kind of leading right to the idea of how did you get into making card potions? Like, what prompted you to start making card potions?
When I started to buy more playing cards, especially the custom decks, there was a few ad cards which had a back design or double backers. So I had a bunch of those lying around, and my first thought was to make or have a mixed deck, but the problem was that all those cards were different manufacturer, so it handled pretty badly.
Yeah.
And so I tried to look around some how to use them. I didn't have a knife back then, so I couldn't make any cuts from them. So I tried to find something which would be nice to display them somehow. And once I was on the, I don't know if you know the Chinese site AliExpress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was just browsing there and basically bumped into those glass balls. So I thought I would give it a try, and I ordered I think 10, and ever since I'm buying more and more and trying to make as many as possible.
Nice.
How many have you put together? Like,
Well, actually, I don't have too much space for them. Most of the space is taken by decks, but I think I've maybe around 30 now.
oh, that's not that much.
Yeah, but I have like, I don't know, like 200 bottles maybe empty, ready. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, if anybody wants, definitely hit Dom up and get those potions. They're super rad. I mean, obviously the postal service is opening up now, so you'll get your bottles before 2 months. Hopefully.
That would be nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So now,
actually,
Steve.
Before we get into it, let's do the stew.
Oh yeah. So Dom, as you know, we always try and get what we call a sniff for stew. So if you have a fresh deck to open, let's crack it open and give it a sniff. There was also a question too of, do you sniff the potions by chance?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't thought about it.
I feel like it's a very small opening on the potion vial as well.
Yeah, maybe you can get one in each nostril. Yeah,
could be. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it smells like a deck. You know what? It's concentrated in there. It's like been sitting in there.
There you go.
Okay, so actually I have cherries here with me.
Nice.
Because I haven't opened any of them yet, and recently I bought some of them over at Card Inn. So let's do it.
Boy James there.
Shout out to James over at the Card Inn. If anybody is over in the EU, definitely hit up James.
The shipping was pretty fast, I would say, but the check post is always crap, so it took a little longer than I expected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I feel like it's funny because there's so many. Oh, nice. Let's see it. Let's get this sniff.
Okay.
All right, Stu. Here we go, Stu.
Should I open the deck and sniff it right away, or?
Yeah, let's do it.
You know what?
Okay.
How would you normally do it, I guess is the question. Whatever makes you comfortable for a sniff, go for it.
Well, I guess just opening the flap and smelling it.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was the deep one too, and it was quick. You didn't want any of the essence to escape. That was spot on.
Yeah. I tried. Yeah. I saw Stu do it a couple of times, so I I saw some tricks to make it work.
Nice.
Lou, you're gonna have to start making some deck sniff tutorials.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. He said well done. So Stu, just so you know, we have all your sniff for stews coming up soon.
We're gonna be dropping them on IGTV. So check it out.
Yeah, they'll all be on IGTV, and we'll have a highlight reel of all of them as well, so you can check them all out. Every time we have a guest, we'll just keep adding them. So just so you know, we haven't forgot about you.
Yeah, actually, they smelled quite nice. I was pleasantly surprised, I would say.
All right.
Too bad they don't smell like cherries, though. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for someone to come up with a way to like make a deck smell really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. OPC did it with the lemon.
So I never smelled the lemon though, but I heard it was
the
very
lemons minus the oil like seeping through the deck, but like the lemon was bomb. The lemon smelled really good. I was psyched with the lemon. I think after that they should have stopped, but the lemon was tight. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah,
actually, I wanted to mention that I have the Snickers with the what do you call it, BlackBerry, I believe.
Don't open it. Don't open it.
I opened it, and it's on separate like place because it's the smell is very strong, and I was afraid that it will be, or it will pass to another deck. So I actually keep them separate.
You know what I did is when I took it out of the bag, I took it out with a paper towel. I wiped off the deck. The sticker was ruined, so I threw the sticker away. And then I just literally like took the plastic off, and then literally just left the deck to sit for like a day or two. Yeah. And then the smell went away.
Yeah, that's a tough one though. That's
I guess
the oil. It gets in the cellophane, it gets through the creases and everything.
Yeah. The blackberries really didn't that much, but the lemon definitely did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The lemon like just ruined the sticker. I opened the box and the sticker was removed from the back. That's cool. Cool.
That bad of a experience with the BlackBerry, but yeah.
Yeah.
So now, I guess, talking about OPC, like what are some of the deck brands that you usually go for? Like when they drop releases, are you a big OPC fan?
Well, I have a few of their decks, but I wouldn't say that I go for each drop.
Okay.
Well, I got the Snackers because those were like special packaging, and I wasn't able to get the strawberry ones, so I wanted to see how it looks. Then I have those with the apples. I'm really bad with the names, so sorry for that.
The slices?
Yeah. And I also have the V1 squeezers, which are very nice. I like them a lot.
I like the squeezers as well. I like the watermelons just because I love watermelon.
Yeah. I also wanted to get them for the passport program they launched, but sadly I missed it, so it wasn't that good of a deal for me.
You missed it?
Yeah.
If anybody has an extra sticker for Dom, hook them up. I have an extra passport. I have a passport book. You can have the passport book. We just need a sticker for you.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah. So regarding the other brands, well, I would say look Vady. Definitely the one which I'm going for every deck. Nice. Well, from now on, because I missed the first two great campaigns, so I jumped on the Mono X, which was the first one I supported, and that's basically how I got to know Luke. It was through Mono X campaign, and ever since we are good friends, I would say.
Nice.
So did you manage to pick up the Jet and the Snow edition for the?
Yeah, I have those.
Very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
I really like the Jet edition.
Do you have the one? Do you have the 1, 2, and 3?
The Great Series. Yeah. When there was a Great Series 3 campaign, I managed to pick them up. They were like add-ons, I think.
Nice.
So I grabbed those. It was nice. Yeah.
Good.
And
I just need 3 of the limited edition ones, and they're like ridiculously hard to find.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'm just gonna fly. I'm gonna fly to Luke's house and just break in and steal those 3 decks.
Yeah, just call me and I would go with you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, but I don't want to have to fight you for them, unless you're just down for the ride,
Okay.
I feel like Luke said on a couple he doesn't even have any, so good luck.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Well, he has the limited editions because he keeps flashing them in front of me. Like every once in a while, he'll send me like a picture or something.
Yeah, actually, I have this one. Might be interesting for you.
Oh, cool. Wait, you have that limited edition?
Oh, only one card for the composition.
Fucked up.
I don't have the whole deck, but yeah.
Oh, Luke. Why are you going to be like that, Luke? Luke said he has 3 GS1 limited edition.
Well, I think that works out perfect. One for him, one for me, and one for Steve.
Luke, fucked up. That's fucked up, Luke. Yeah. I thought we were boys. Look, I match my shirts to your cards, man. Come on.
We still got to get some We Are Zero shirts too, actually. So that should be the next thing.
They look very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shirts. I'm still rooting for like a hoodie. I think a hoodie would be amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
I would also prefer a hoodie. Yeah.
Funk it up though. Put like We Are Zero down the side. Make it really dope. Do a nice little graphic design work on it. Hook it up, Luke. Make it happen.
Yeah. Luke, if you need a good graphic designer, I got you. Don't worry.
Oh, Luke. So, do we have any questions for this guy? Well, hold on. What got you into cards? I want to know that. What got you into cards in the first place?
Well, I guess it's the cliche Chris Ramsey video. That
motherfucker. Wait, sorry. Oh yeah, 16 minutes. That motherfucker got so many people into Magic.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Good for him. He needs to start doing Magic again.
Yeah, he has a lot of puzzle videos.
Yeah.
I don't really watch them. Not because I don't like him, but it's not that interesting for me. Yeah. So that was the Chris Ramsey video, which I tried to learn some Magic, but I wasn't really successful because I didn't practice a lot, so it looked not so good. So
which trick was it?
I think it was just double it with some routine around it.
Yeah,
but yeah, didn't work out very well. And then I bumped into Kadisty tutorial on Charrier Cut, and I bought my first deck of bicycles.
Nice.
And
what color?
I think it was red.
Okay.
Somewhere, I believe. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
So yeah. Actually, I think I practiced this cut more than the Magic routine. So I think it's why I was interested in it more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes the cuts are a little easier to practice without having to have an audience. You can practice Magic a lot, but without the reaction, you don't always get the motivation to continue.
Yeah, that's true.
My audience is Leslie, my girlfriend, and she's one of those people who are like, why? I'll say, touch a card. Why? Like, take a card. Why? I see that. I see what you're doing. I'm like, no, you know what I'm doing is the difference. So Evan said, what came first, interest in cards or photography?
Oh, actually, it was interest in cards.
Oh wow!
Nice.
If you scroll all the way down to my Instagram profile, I still have the first picture, which
really?
Well, yeah, I didn't archive any of the posts.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's good.
That is good.
So I want to keep it as a piece of history, maybe, or how to say it.
Yeah. You want to show your origin story there. Yeah, we'll definitely link to your profile on the bottom and to that post so people can click on it and check it out.
Yeah,
it'll all of a sudden have a lot of likes after this. So.
I hate the fact when I'm following a page. A lot of brands do this too.
They dump all their stuff in the archive.
They dump all their stuff, so they might have 25 images. It's of their new clothing line or brand or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden they just fucking delete them. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I guess it also has to do with there you go.
It's
still a good shot though. You've come a long way.
It's not a Dom shot. No, it's not a Dom shot.
Yeah, but listen, I mean, it's probably a lot better than a lot of first shots we've seen from other people.
But I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to be very honest. It's not a Dom shot. It's a standard Instagram picture. That's what it is.
That's fine.
I guess that was the influence. I think you can see it there.
Yeah, of course. And then you can start seeing change. Like as you go along, it's getting better and better and better, which is super cool to see the transition. And then you can start seeing separation.
Yeah. I tried to pick up a Photoshop after I took a few pictures. So I messed around in Photoshop a lot. Yeah, there we go.
That's a cool shot. It actually looks like a render.
Okay.
It's a cool shot.
I can't really do any renders. It's beyond how realistic they look sometimes.
Yeah. No, that's good. I dig it. Yeah, and then just your one of your recent ones.
Yeah.
There's definitely some significant progression there, and it's amazing to see, though. I think it's always interesting to see how people's interest in cards does spur other offshoots from it, whether it be people who pick up drawing because they want to design their own deck. I mean, I think there are a ton of people who get into cards and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm going to go buy Procreate and draw on my iPad. Like Procreate should be sponsoring playing cards. But it's crazy to think like how many people who get into then photography and all these other things just based on, their interest in Magic or playing cards or whatever. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a couple of really good questions. There's a couple of really good questions on here.
Okay, go on.
We can get into them. I'm keeping an eye on
them. Of course, Luke says, question. If you could collab with a photographer in playing cards, who would it be? And is that even possible? Yeah, of course it's possible. Luke? Who would it be?
I'm not very sure if I like being put on the spotlight like this.
I won't take offense to it. I won't take offense to it.
Well, I think that there are a lot of good photographers out there. A lot of them don't have that big of a following, which is quite sad. But I think they will get there. It's not like a matter of like 2 days to get a lot of followers. But,
it's definitely a process.
I think I would try to collab with someone who does something which I don't. Like completely different. One of the people is Adam Borderline.
Mm-hmm.
The cards and fluids issues.
Yep.
I think that would be interesting to try. Maybe see how he's like creating those photos. I know it takes a lot of skill in lighting up the scene properly. But that's basically all I know about it. So that's
for sure.
Yeah, I think that will be interesting to see. I don't really know how can photographers collab. To be honest, like I don't really see how they can be seen. One picture from both of them. Maybe
you take a picture of him taking a picture of cards.
Yeah.
I think the best way to collaborate is you have to be in the same location probably, or if one person takes it and the other person like processes the image and does that type of stuff.
I feel like that could potentially lead to some like butting heads though, especially if someone has like a vision. Like, I mean, listen, I think, from a non-photographer point of view, when I talk to Steve about his pictures, I can tell Steve has a vision from the second he sets up till the second he's got that picture he's going. So like, unless you really like discuss that with someone ahead of time, I could see someone being like, oh no, that's really not what I was expecting when I took the shot or something like that. But it'd be interesting to see.
I think you're totally right. It's just like anything though. It's like, I think with photographers and, I think there's a lot of competition in photography, which is bad. I don't think it's a good thing. I think, even like when I was shooting for, concerts in the pit, there's always like this, I want to get this shot. I want to get that shot. I need to be in this spot. I need to be in that spot, and I would always wait until that stuff was over and like they had to get out of the pit and then I was in the pit and I could do whatever I wanted, but I think for photographers, there's a lot of like competition, and I think, what it comes down to is like, I think we all have our different style and what we're good at. And I think whoever wants images taken just needs to see what style best fits their, I guess, vision, right?
Yeah, I think that's right because when you are trying to take a picture of with me at least playing cards, I try to set it up so I can then edit it in a way I want to. For example, those last 3 dark pole shots I made. I had a clear vision to make it like fit the theme of the deck, like apocalyptic. So all the whole photo shoot was aimed to find locations which would look rusty or old, and yeah. So I don't think it would be easy to make a collab between 2 photographers.
Yeah.
Maybe if they had like a similar vision, but I don't think it would like show well because you might get similar photos from both of them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kyle said you could take 2 photos and edit them into one, but I think then you also kind of get that same issue of like, if you're taking 2 similar photos, it's probably easy to edit them into one. But if you have 2 very distinct style photographs, editing them into one might actually diminish the quality of it because you have very contrasting, styles.
Yeah, it's so true. Would you say that you have a style?
Well, I don't think I have like one go-to style. I try to mix it up, make it more interesting for me and also for people who follow me. So I don't think I really stick to one style.
Right.
Yeah, I try different things. Try to make.
Yeah. How long have you been shooting?
Well, I actually checked today before the show, and I got my I have it, my Nikon. I got it.
Nikon.
Yeah.
Dude,
You
get
can
him
ask
off the
Kyle.
screen. Kyle's a Nikon man.
Yeah. So yeah, it was about a year and 6 days ago. I got this camera. So yeah, before that I was shooting on my phone only.
Nice. A year. You're a baby in the photography world.
Yeah. And it's I think it's more brutal on my wallet than the cars themselves. Actually.
Yeah.
All the lenses cool. And yeah.
So
it's definitely more expensive hobby than cards, that's for sure.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, yes and no though, because you can buy a camera for several $1,000s, but you don't need a new camera every 2 weeks. There are people who spend the amount of money on a camera every year on cards. So lenses are probably where it gets you, but
yeah. But if you buy like a kit, I mean, if you're gonna buy a good kit, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna cost you a lot of money.
If you're gonna spend it obviously in a year, then you're gonna your equipment's gonna last longer than that, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can probably all name a couple people who we would guess probably have spent close to a beginner level kit on cards.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. So
easy. I mean, shit. The way black market decks are going, like one person buying one deck off their site is about a new camera.
Yeah, depending on what your camera you're looking at, you could get a pretty decent body for that. So, so I guess one of the things I'm curious about is what kind of inspires you about a deck that you decide you want to take pictures. Do you like only buy decks with the idea in mind that you're going to photograph them, or is it something where like you pick up a deck and one day you're just kind of like, yeah, this would be a great like photograph. Let me see what I can do.
Well, actually, I'm kind of guilty of buying a deck just for photos, and then they just lie on my like drawer, and I don't really use it too much. I've done that a few times, and I'm not very happy about it because I don't really like to have cards which are of no use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely bought a few decks like that. But usually I just look at the design and try to think if I like it, if it has something interesting going for it, if it is different to other decks, and also if the colors which are on the design look good, go well with it. So
Yeah.
usually these things are the decider.
Yeah,
Do you have a deck? Do you have a
Okay.
deck in mind that you want to like photograph next, or a deck that you'd really like to photograph that
Yeah, like
you
your
don't
dream
have?
deck.
Yeah.
Well, of course I can't think of any now, but uh, as usual when you are asked, but I think I would really like to take some photos of those Grid 1 and 2 limited editions. It might be very interesting to see what I can come up with.
Nice.
Nice. Fucked
And
up, man. I
also-
can throw that in there.
Yeah, I just realized that it would be nice to have some Stockholm 17 decks from the older like age, not older age,
you
but
got one
know,
coming, don't you? Don't you have one coming?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
why
some
I
of
asked.
his older decks.
I sent him a Gemini Noctis for like what, 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago.
Yeah.
Hopefully it shows up soon. We can see some sick pictures.
Yeah, I hope so. Maybe I will get it and I'll just open it and don't think of anything good. But yeah, I guess it takes time. You can't rush it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too
Very
because
true.
your photos were actually the reason that I stumbled across the Winterberry deck,
Okay.
which like I was
Such
sitting
a
there
cool
one
deck.
day. It really is like it's such an underappreciated deck because it really is like it's got great design to it. I love the design work of it, and because no one knows about, I mean, it's older, granted, but like because no one's really interested in it anymore, it's a steal. Like
Yeah.
Such a good
And I
deck.
think it was on the sale on God, I forgot who printed it. I think it got Magic.
Yeah.
And they had it on sale for like $5 recently. So I didn't really see a reason why not to pick one up.
Yeah, I mean it's solid. It's a solid custom USPCC deck for $5. Like you're never gonna find another deal like that usually. So I thought it was really cool when I saw it, and that's actually I stumbled onto Got Magic and I immediately bought one when I saw it. I was like, damn, this is a cool looking deck. So
nice.
Yeah. So you're getting the word out there for some interesting decks that maybe not everyone knows about, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Considering there's so many decks out there.
Yeah, a lot of them. And also a good thing about Winterberry is that you get like a very nice deck case.
Yeah.
It has like a matte finish and silver foil.
Yeah.
Which
really
usually costs a lot. So I think it's a very, very nice deck. I also didn't know it actually, but I got it as a gift from Adrian, Arrow playing cards.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I have to say I really like it.
Nice, that's cool. Mark wants to know: do you use filters in your filter applications or in camera?
Yeah.
Well, like when I take a picture and edit it, or okay. Well, I use Lightroom for most of the pictures I take, and I don't. Well, I don't know if you can call those presets filters.
Yeah, they're filters.
Not sure. Yeah. Okay. So then I use those, and I use it as a baseline to start off, and then I try to mess around with it, try to improve it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I use filters.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think there's a big difference between like basic filtering and like filters. You know, like a lot of the crap that people are putting on their images are just like,
it's not like
they're kind of like gimmicky. It's gimmicky stuff. But I think when it comes to like presets that are, bumping up your contrast and crushing the blacks a little bit, like stuff like that, I think those aren't considered filters. I mean, they are, but they're not filters that are going to alter your image in a way where it's not going to look normal. I think there's a big difference for sure.
And I guess I don't really use filters on, for example, Instagram. That I would take a picture, just throw it on Instagram and try to find a filter which would look best. I don't really do that. So I hope I answered the question well for you, Mark.
I definitely think you answered it there for Mark. And it's funny because like Instagram, I think, has almost made filters like a bad word in photography. Yeah. It's really like you have physical lens filters. There's so many different ways that you can use a filter in photography, and then to think of like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna upload a picture and I'm gonna swipe through these filters and use whatever they name them after cities and all that stuff, and it's like, this one looks good. It adds a blue tint and a fade to my photo. This looks great. Like I think Instagram to some extent is growing out of that phase.
Yeah, I'll be totally honest. I use on some of my photos, I use the filter New York. I think it's dope. It's way easier. It's way easier than me doing that manually, which adds a little bit of just like an antique look to it. Obviously, it can be done in Lightroom and Photoshop.
Yeah, of course.
But it takes longer. I'm not going to like import an image into Lightroom or Photoshop, do it. It's so much easier just to throw the filter on. I just make sure that when I am shooting it in camera, I'm shooting it so I know that that filter is going to work on that image.
Yeah.
That's the only filter I use is New York.
Well, I guess the big thing for the filters is you should have a reason for it, for the filter you use, not really take a picture and slap any filter on it.
Yeah,
agreed. 100% agree. So Ollie, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say the same thing you were.
All you, Tyler. I'm going to drink my drink, so you go for it.
There you go. So Ollie wants to know, outside of cards and photography, what kind of stuff do you like to do when you're not dealing with cards and photography?
Well, I am actually into mountain biking a lot.
Okay. Nice.
I recently got a new one, which also got a lot of. It's a cube hardtail, but it's like a more aggressive one to ride trails.
Nice.
So I also which the new bike is also a good thing and bad thing at once, because once you get it, or at least when I get a new bike, I try to customize it a little, make it my own, which also cuts into my funds for cards a lot.
Yeah, it's a little healthier. Bike riding's healthier than just spending it on cards too.
Probably. Yeah. Exercise is good.
Outdoors is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's any other. So I guess actually I had a good question, or a general question about you in general here too. What do you do for a living? So I know hobby, you enjoy biking, but you mentioned that, what outside of that, what do you do?
Well, I actually dropped out of uni and started to do programming.
Nice.
And I currently work in one company. We make big factory machines which are automated.
Okay.
So I'm doing that for a living now, but I think I will get back to uni. I actually applied and they accepted me, or say it. Yeah. So I think in September I will be back at uni. So probably less time for mountain biking and cars and photography.
Yeah. Kevin Goosey wants to know programming ICS.
I'm not really sure if I know what this abbreviation means. Maybe if Kevin can
what
say what it is.
Kevin can elaborate on what ICS is. In the meantime,
industrial controllers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Dude,
There you go, Kevin.
Sounds interesting. If nothing else, automation's always interesting. In the interim, it's a different kind of path for you. A good skill set to have.
Yeah, it is definitely an interesting one. I would love to try to make a software for playing cards press, if possible. But that would be like really cool. But
can you make one for USPCC to get their shit together so their registration's on?
Yeah. Okay, that would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll thank you.
What's
the deal? Seriously? How do you feel about that? Like as a business and knowing that probably something that can be fixed, they just don't care and they're just like, whatever. We're just gonna keep doing whatever we do.
I don't really know why they didn't fix it yet, because Cartamundi is pretty good with it. And I don't think the machines are that different, or the ones that cut cards.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like what every company that I've seen, like let's be honest, okay? Let's see. This is MPC, okay? Okay, that one's a little bit off. I'm not gonna lie. but it's like it's MPC, right? And it's not terribly off.
It's not great, but it's not,
No, it's not great, but let's be honest, like MPC bangs out your deck in 5 days and you have you have it in your hand in 10 days. But
I mean, well, too. I mean, that's the processing time though is nothing to do with how long it takes them to actually print your deck. It's the backlog on it. So like they probably print it in 2 days, but
Oh no, of course. Yeah. But what I'm saying though is it's like I'm sure I haven't seen any issues with Cartamundi, with Hanson Chan, with Expert. Like they all their registrations like on point. I don't understand why the biggest company in the States can't get their shit together.
I'd be curious too. Oh, good.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe it might have to do with volume of cards they print, because they would have to probably stop some production, or at least part of it, to deal with this problem. So I guess they just run with it because people are, well, they complain, but I guess not in the extent that they would be interested in it. Because I think they would have to stop the production, which would cost them a lot of money.
I mean, they just had 3 months to do it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We might have good registration now. You never know. But
well, maybe when Cartamundi bought them, it will get better.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see. They just changed. They just changed their thin stock. I mean, their crushed stock. You can't get crushed stock unless you have 2,500 decks now.
But, I mean, we've heard rumors around that though for a while. Like that's been
but it's in.
No. But I'm saying we've known this has been coming for a while. It's just it finally actually happened. But I'm curious to know though too, volume wise, of how much they print versus Cartamundi. If it really is just a matter of like they print so much more other stuff that they just don't care. Like I still think to some extent, like here's actually a great example. You go to print a custom deck with Cartamundi, and they post it on their Instagram. Like, doesn't matter who you are. It could be your first time. You're doing business with them, and you're on Kickstarter. You haven't even paid them yet, and they're posting it on Instagram. Like, I think that's
very nice.
Yeah, and you don't see that happening with USPCC. So I think they both treat their custom business very differently, and I wonder how much of it is just sheer volume of the business.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about volume or what their numbers are, but I think Cartamundi also prints a lot of like board game cards and all of that. So I think the volume might be actually quite similar, maybe.
Yeah.
Because they print a lot of like non-poker cards.
Yeah.
So
like board game Cartamundi is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I've never really given it that much thought. It's always just kind of been like, oh, yeah, that's a USPCC deck. That's a Cartamundi deck. It is what it is. So.
Yeah.
It's funny because there's only like, I'm just trying to think. It's like Cartamundi prints great. Their foil's great. Like they're a great printer, but their response time is trash. So it's like Let's hire one more person, on the line for custom decks, and maybe get some more information so you'll have better response time. That's one of the big problems that we have with Cotamundi is like they barely ever respond to people like within reasonable time. It always takes them forever, and it's crazy why they can't just hire someone else, to take calls.
I'm sure
crazy.
There's some reason, but it's definitely not ideal. So
yeah, no, definitely not.
I mean, and I think the funny thing about it too is you don't see them losing a lot of business over it. Sometimes I'm sure you do, but not visibly that we notice.
I guess the biggest thing is with the playing cards, at least, that people don't go to Cartamundi too much because they are more likely to get funded with a USPCC deck.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about it now, but
now it doesn't matter because Cotamundi is USPCC, so either way they're getting the money.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I think there's probably, I don't know, personally, like I'm not one of those people who has I don't care if it's printed by USPCC or Cartamundi. Like if I like the deck, I'm going to back it. And I think that's more of a collector's mentality than a use mentality. But like, I'd be curious to see if there's like fear in the communities of people who use the cards and are curious, like, oh no, are they going to change it? Is it going to be more like Cartamundi stock? Like, I think historically, like a lot of times you see companies buy other companies just for the name. I don't think that was the case here, though. I think Cartamundi knows that USPCC has a market cornered that if they tamper with it, they're going to lose it. So they're probably just going to keep USPCC doing its own thing. Cartamundi will do its own thing, and that'll be that. So
yeah. I think so. I think it will be the best for them, actually. Because I think they can lose the market of playing cards quite fast with USPCC if they change the thing.
And I mean, it's interesting because I think there's a very good chance that it's coming anyway in the next, decade. Once we see a lot more visibility on some of these Chinese printers who actually do a good job, like. Not this. I mean, granted, I think there's always companies that are going to do a bad job as well. But like, there are probably a lot of small printers in China who can do just as good a job, if not better. And we just don't know about them yet. And once you know about them, and once they actually have the ability to scale up and compete, it's a whole different ball game. Then it'll be interesting to see. So,
yeah, I think I heard something. I really don't remember the episode which you mentioned it, but I think there was someone who spoke about it. Like that there are a lot of
he's a big advocate of well, and I think he talked about it especially in the aspect of Bill Kalush's journey to form EPCC and trying to find a printer who he thought could compete successfully with USPCC and Cartamundi at the time. So it's an interesting idea. And I think there's, if you're willing to spend the time, I'm sure you can find a good printer there. But even some of the decks that people like hate, like, Taiwan Playing Card Company, like I have a couple of their decks. They definitely feel different, but they fan beautifully. They spring, they feel good. Like I don't mind them. So it's interesting to see. I think a lot of times people just get really loyal to a brand and then they just discount every other brand as having the ability to be as good, when in reality they're probably still pretty good and they're just not willing to give it a shot. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've felt a lot of different companies that print, and I mean, hands down, like I've hands down, Cotamundi and USPCC are the best feeling handling wise. MPC has definitely stepped up their game. Their stuff is a lot better. Hanson Chan, his stuff is pretty good too. It's a little stiff. It's not as, flexible, and it's not, it doesn't have that buttery feel. It's more like kind of choppy, but it's still, they fan and they handle well, but they don't compete with the two obvious, Cotamundi and USPCC. Like, I haven't felt a company that does yet. A lot of companies feel like expert because a lot of them are printing out of Taiwan, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's probably just the same company printing all these different brands, whether it's Legends or, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I think feel wise, those two are definitely the giants for a reason, you know?
So one of the questions that I think I had earlier that'll kind of tie into a question that Luke just dropped into the chat, but out of all the stuff you kind of do with your profile, whether it be the potions or the photography or the cutting or the edits, what's your favorite to do?
I think it really shifts a lot
Okay.
because now I'm obviously more into like pure photography, like only picture and edit it in Lightroom and don't touch it in Photoshop. But yeah, it really depends on what I like at the moment.
Okay.
Sometimes I only focus on card potions, trying to think of what I can do with them. Which also reminds me that I have a few ideas with the card potions, which I'll probably post very soon.
Nice. It's exciting.
Nice. Look forward to that.
Yeah, I hope it will look good. It still needs some work. I don't really want to release it until I feel like it's the best I can do.
Smart man.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I don't really stick to one or only one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. Luke says, how often do people mistake?
How often do people mistake your edits for actual playing cards?
What do you mean?
I guess he means like some mock-up pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I don't really have a lot of them.
Yeah,
but,
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, some of them are on my profile. One of them I can think of is Endless Time playing cards, if you know them.
Yeah.
It's the one with our glass on them.
Yeah, they were blue, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like that edit?
Yeah, that's a mock-up. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And also the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's just that I try to make them look as realistic as possible. Obviously, I can't really use any free rendering software, so I just try to take a picture and edit in Photoshop to make it. Yeah. Well, yeah. I just see Luke typed in Gemini, the one deck that was a whole mock-up design I created.
Right.
From
dude, which you need to put out there, man.
That was a sick one.
Dude, it's super sick. I would take Superfly out of there and literally put something else in there because it's a dope design. It's not theirs. It's like definitely in their style, but it's not. You know, it's not their deck. I think it's a dope deck. People would love it, and they would definitely buy it.
Well, thank you.
Which that being said, is there like have you thought about designing your own deck, but also have you thought about just in general working with any designers, whether it be, for photography or anything like that?
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Well, I haven't really thought about making my own deck. And I think it has to do with the fact that I can't really do any proper design. I'm not a designer. But, well,
dude, that design's awesome.
Well, thank you. But it was like a mock-up based on a line that's already out, nothing which is brand new. And I think that's for me it feels like a whole different thing to make. I think I'm more likely to make a new design from some designs that are already out there, as opposed to creating something from scratch.
Yeah.
So I haven't really thought about creating anything of my own. also has to do with the fact that in the Czech Republic you can't run a Kickstarter at all. It's like
oh, really?
Illegal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I know there was an issue with some other places like Russia and the Ukraine, but I didn't realize the Czech Republic as well.
Yeah, it's also why Andrei Šinčka with his butterfly playing cards, the gold and silver edition, it was run from the designer
Okay.
who is in Sweden.
Mm.
And so, yeah, that was exactly the reason why he did it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get those damn decks.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare. That Katamundi nightmare, man.
I think they're printing a lot of them, actually. And foiling also takes some time. And then you
There's
had
no
the
excuse.
COVID situation.
No excuse. Dude, they should have been delivered in what, September, November? That has nothing to do with COVID.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
I
not very
love
nice.
Andre, and I'm sure he's like,
Yeah.
I'm sure Andre is livid the fact that all that crap has happened around it, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to be pretty happy when that's all taken care of.
Yeah.
I recently saw a picture on their Instagram with like a limited edition sticker over the tag. So maybe they might be closer to actually finishing the production. Maybe.
Yeah, they are. They are.
No, that's awesome.
Not fast enough, though. Not fast enough. Hopefully we see him before November.
So before we get too far into it, though, also, guys, below on you should now see the first of 2 words that will be showing up for the giveaway. Like I said, make sure to note that down. Tomorrow, the giveaway second word will be showing up in our deck specs video. So check it out when it drops. And again,
Dude, that looks awesome with your hand going across the screen like that.
honestly, that it was like the perfect height too. Like I saw
It really was. That
you showed
was
the potion,
good.
and you were like trying to line it up. I do that all the time. It's terrible. Like, okay, I have to move this hand, and I have to go this way. No way, and I have to go this way. You were dead on that one.
Yeah, and just so people, dude, you could have came up with a really more like difficult word than that one.
There's a theme to it. It's thematic, Steve. There's a theme for the second one too.
It better be more difficult than that, and it better be like.
I mean, listen.
Like,
listen. I'll tell you right now. If the word is too difficult for you, I will send you any sort of like learn to read thing possible. Because even if it's a big word, it's not hard. People know how to read. I hope.
I don't want it to be difficult. I just want it to be difficult. Paisley, come on.
Well, there's a reason for it.
I know.
There's a reason for it.
I know.
Which you can read on our Instagram post and in the Deckin Around or the deck specs video tomorrow. Tomorrow. So
That's funny.
who says Spumoni?
What's Spumoni? Oh, is that the word?
Yes.
Is that the word we're going to use?
No, we're using the word that I showed on the screen. But honestly, if you put Spumoni, I'll laugh. So
it'll be worth the laugh.
yeah, yes, it will be worth the laugh.
Tyler's too like perfect. You know, he's like, we have to scroll it across the screen. I'm like, just show it for like 2 seconds. Not even.
Honestly, before the show, I was gonna just hold up like a piece of like notebook paper, and I was like, that's just kind of like cheap. I'll put it on the thing. We have this nice little scroll bar on the bottom. We might as well use it. So
the next one, you just have to flash it, and that's it. People have to.
Yeah, you can just do it like this.
There you go. See, yeah, I wanted to
Ace of clubs. Ace of clubs, right? Is that Ace of clubs?
Ace of clubs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
The red threw me for a second, I have to say, but Stu says the second word better be underwear. I do have Paisley boxers somewhere. I'm not gonna lie, I love them. So, but yeah, so I guess one of the questions that I also kind of had was, I think one of the decks that you really photograph a lot, and I think one of the ones that some of your more, I don't want to say more memorable photographs, but the ones that easily come to my mind, and I think it's because a lot of times Lorenzo shares them, is some of the stuff you've done with like House of the Rising Spades. So is that one of your like, one of the decks you enjoy most?
I think I have a few of them. Actually,
let's be honest. It's sexy.
I mean, it looks sick in the potion.
The design itself helps a lot with the photos because Lorenzo can make like very, very nice detailed designs which are intricate, and So I guess all of that is the deck itself, like cards, stack, because let's face it, the House of the Rising Spades won the award for the best deck, which has to mean something. So
Absolutely.
Dude, that deck is so nice. It's definitely my
Yeah.
favorite deck. And you know that I haven't even taken pictures of it yet.
you didn't.
I haven't. I think I've taken like one picture,
Oh.
but other than that, like it wasn't like a. I haven't done a photo shoot with them or anything.
Yeah. Actually, it was quite funny because I took it out. I went outside and tried to find a location for it. And the photos themselves didn't look very nice until I used Lightroom on them, which was quite interesting how you can basically save your ass in in Lightroom a lot of the times with the lighting, and well, especially if you shoot in RAW. That helps a lot.
Oh,
In
RAW.
RAW.
Yeah. I mean, if you're shooting with a camera, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You should not be shooting in RAW. You know.
Yeah.
That's the way to shoot for sure.
Yeah. Well, to answer a question, to finish the answer of the question, I really enjoy taking pictures of Lawrence's decks. That's also why I wanted that game and I knocked this from Steve. And I also really enjoy Luke Vady's decks.
Yeah.
I have done a lot of destruction on them also, with the cutouts and all that. So yeah, and I'm really looking forward to also the new Nick, the carbon deck.
Nitzko.
Yeah, Nick Nitzko.
Yeah, the carbon deck is
playing cards.
So
What's up? How do you feel? How do you feel about the new craze about cutting up decks? I feel like there's so many people doing it, and there's so many of them that look so cool.
Well, I guess it's like with everything, people caught on the looks of it, I guess, and also a lot of. Well, it actually takes a lot of work to cut the deck.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine. That's too much work for me.
I actually remember when I did the Mono X. I think it was like 50 hours of cutting.
God, yeah, that's I mean, that's impressive, but that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I always question if it is worth it, but when you put it together, well, I actually have it here. So. There it is.
50, like 50 hours.
That looks amazing, though. That honestly looks amazing.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. Like it's sick. But like let's put that into perspective, okay? Like 50 hours.
Dude?
Yeah. I didn't do it like all at once. It was I think in matter of or the span of like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe. So it wasn't
like,
that bad.
let's just for shits and giggles, let's say you get $15 an hour. That's minimum wage, right?
Okay.
What's that? $750?
Yeah, I think like something like that. Yeah.
That's like minimum wage. I would think your time is worth more than minimum wage, right?
Well,
That's
I guess
crazy.
it's just I don't know. I like to put effort in things to try to make it as nice as possible.
Dude, I'll be honest.
It doesn't really work out sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, Evan actually said that's the best one he's seen, and I'll be honest, it's one of the best ones I've seen for sure.
I think the
it's beautiful.
is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Luke also said you should do a time lapse of your card cutting build up, so that people could like watch the video. That would be pretty awesome too. I think a lot of people would be interested in the process and seeing the time lapse video. But yeah. I mean, listen.
This is why I couldn't. This is why I could never have like a Chris Ramsey like type YouTube channel. Like I could never. It's too much fucking work for me.
Dude, if you enjoy it, though, it's worth it. If you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I also very much like this deck, which I cut up. It was like actually my first cutout. It's
Nice.
like a
What's
spiral.
that? What deck is that?
Well, that's quite funny because I found it on the Chinese website, the AliExpress, and it was like one of the first custom decks I got, but it handles like crap. So I wanted to do something with it, not just throw it away. And this worked out pretty well, I would say.
Yeah, dude, the Mono X one is ridiculous. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, I'm shocked at how good it looks. The depth to it is just amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. Luke
you have
says,
I think you have a
if I
knack
got
for
all the hours.
explaining, the decks in interesting ways, which is cool.
Yeah. I guess why it took so much time was that I had to like prepare for it. I usually draw what I want to cut out with a marker on each card, and since the Mono X is I think it's like 52. I think there are 2 cards on the back which are like whole cards.
Okay.
But other than that, each card has some card product cut out. So I guess that was why it took so long.
So cool.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine that's a labor of love there, but it came out beautifully. So
Yeah,
thank you very much.
yeah, I'm excited.
You need to sell those, bro. You get like $1,000 for it. Put it up for $1,000.
That might be a tough one.
I mean, it's better than throwing fucking hollow gilding on a deck and charging $300.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't think I will ever sell the cutouts. I don't think I can because of the work I put in.
Yeah, for sure.
I rather have it at home displaying somewhere.
Yeah. No, that's cool that you obviously I'm sure it's very relaxing for people to do, and it's definitely it's art, and art is always a good way to use up time. I think it's definitely relaxing. It helps you grow, and it definitely makes people smile.
Yeah.
Cool. A little thought for you there.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I've only done those 2. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Steve.
You've only done those 2 decks?
Well, I have also another one somewhere. Yeah. There it is. It's one with like a fake B deck.
Oh wow, that's dope.
Right. That's so cool.
Yeah, I tried to make it like I don't know what it is.
Looks very like MC Escher kind of.
It does. It looks like the alphabet deck.
That's dope though.
Oh yeah. I tried to like get some red cards in there also to make it more interesting. I also tried to put like some sort of like colorful foiled part of the case I had for headphone when I got them, but you can't really see it through there.
Nah.
So
you can kind of see it shimmering.
Oh
that might be it. Do you use glue or rubber cement, or what do you use?
Well, I think for the bigger parts I use like regular paper glue.
Okay.
And for smaller ones I usually use super glue, just to make it stick quicker.
Yeah.
That's
cool. Yeah, we should have like a. Do you have a deck that you're gonna do next? Like you have one in line, or?
Well, not really. I usually cut with the like more pricey decks, or pricey like more fancy decks. I usually wait until I use them to the point that they can't really fan.
Yeah.
And then I try to cut them out to make use of them. I don't really cut brand new decks unless they are like not non-USPCC or Tartamulia or whatever.
Yeah, very efficient, smart. You know what deck would actually look really dope cut up is the Tudo deck.
Yeah, with the squares and everything, that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, have you seen that deck?
I don't think so.
Oh man, yeah, it would be cool to see cut up. It's kind of similar to the one that
to the pattern you had on the bees. Yeah, it's like squares instead of diamond. We actually dropped a deck specs on it maybe like 2 weeks ago now, but it's a Vietnamese deck designed by Tron. And it's really like, it's a very nice looking deck. It's purple, but it's really well done.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like purple decks.
Yeah, it's definitely a good looking deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That looks very nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have like depth with that, you know? It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it will be almost the well, this one actually took even longer than the Mono X. Just because of those like very small I don't know what you call them, rectangles. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was
crazy, man. That's dedication. Good for you.
Yeah. I don't think I would do it again though. Like this one.
No. Yeah, too much time.
I definitely think well, with the color change you had on the bees there too, it kind of made me think of like a Riderback Spectrum deck or like the Topo Gorgeous. That would be really cool where you already have the 52 shades going through and adding that depth and kind of creating like a rainbow effect would be really interesting.
Yeah, that would be
great. I have a deck for you. I actually have the Spectrum deck and it's missing a card. So next time I send out a deck to you, I'll send you that one and you can cut that up.
Oh, that would be cool.
Actually, you know what? Richard Arturo actually has a good idea. He said it'd be interesting if you could do something with a knock deck.
Okay. Yeah, that well,
you'd have to cut the design into it yourselves, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the challenge. That's a challenge. It'd be cool to see if you can figure out something cool with a knock deck.
I guess with this deck, it's quite hard because you basically have all the space you have, but none at the same time.
Actually, the card. Yeah, I mean, what is it? Altendo said knock Catastricon would be a dope one. Actually, the gradient one.
Yeah, that's a very nice one.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah, I think I actually got one from the Out of Play sale, like not so perfect sale or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It was in the, I think, for $5 category.
That's a bargain, man.
Yeah. I think I have it somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the best feeling knock decks for sure. Handles so beautifully. Yeah, definitely.
So I'd keep an eye out for that one. If you cut it up, Dom, I'd take a look. So
okay. As I said, I would cut the brand new deck. It's still sealed. It just has some corner dings and doesn't have silo. But other than that, it's brand new. So I don't really want to cut into it just yet.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Actually, as I'm playing with it, it'd be really interesting because this thing's kind of dying a little bit. Would be like the Joker and the Thief.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like fine line work you have there, which would be you'd be able to play with to build some interesting depth.
Yeah, that would be very nice. But I think it might be like too complicated for me now.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's very hard to cut precisely.
Yeah,
and you can't screw any of those 54 cards if you come Jokers.
See that? Yeah, that definitely makes
the big thing.
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. I'd have to have like 3, and I'd still not have a finished product at the end. So that's crazy.
I'll let you do it. I'll just look at pictures when you see them.
I respect it and I love it. I'm not trying it myself. After Kyle tried it the first time, and he cut out that orbit deck. And he's like, dude, like he's cutting out all the little trees. And I'm like, your hand has to be killing you. He's like, yeah. I'm like, no, not for me.
It's really messed up my index finger when I tried to do, especially this one.
Yeah.
Because
it's a lot.
precise there every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unless you like really fully plan it out ahead of time, especially with that one with the small diamonds, I'm sure you're getting to the point where sometimes you're cutting out individual diamonds instead of big chunks.
Yeah.
I'm doing my first cut right now. I'm gonna wow the world. You ready
This
for
will
this
be in
one?
the trash in 5 minutes. Let's see. Steve cut it in half.
No, come on. It's a little more complicated than that. I'm trying to be creative here.
A red tally ho back.
Is it one card or the whole deck?
It's one card, bro. Come on. You have to start with one card. You want me to? You want me to take 50 hours? You want to sit here 50 hours? And...
No. Hard no. Next.
Exactly, Tyler. Exactly. Go ahead. Keep talking.
But no, so I think one of the I definitely have to say I think one of the things people do know you for though is your photography, and I think it's interesting.
There you go. Boom. Tally ho.
Did you just rip that with your hands?
No, I used a letter opener.
Okay.
It shows.
It looks clean. Yeah.
It's not bad for using a letter opener. Come on, look at that.
I think the best part about that, dude, is you made the like, what did you just say, face, and you froze for like 5 seconds on that face.
Did I?
Yeah, it's so good.
I'll add to it. Go ahead.
I mean, I think it's interesting to see the way that you can build out so much different art with the cards themselves. I'm always like, I mean, even something as simple as like I remember a while ago there was a post going around Instagram about like, oh, you have a junked up deck. Here's how to turn it into like a jewelry box or something like that. Like I always love to, yeah, like basically you fold a whole bunch of cards and it makes like a little box with a hinge lid.
Really?
Yeah, I love seeing that stuff.
I think it was Kyle who sent it to me. There was a guy who had like 3 or 4 decks of cards stick to each other, and then he cut out a skull from them.
Oh wow!
Which was like ridiculous. I don't really know how he done the eyes or
People are creative, man. That's for sure.
Steve, Luke said it looks like he let a dog maul at it.
Listen, Luke. Listen, buddy.
Oh my God, I love it. So, so I feel like I
don't think you're funny, Luke.
We haven't got a direct answer out of you yet. But what is your favorite deck? Like, if you had to pick one deck, I also that made me realize we have a Kyle question too. So,
yeah. I'm not really looking forward to it because he said the question will be horrible.
It is,
but whatever.
Oh God, that's horrifying. So trust me, you're not looking forward to listening to it. I'm not looking forward to say it, but I also think about it way too much.
So to answer the question you asked, I think for me it would be the Mono X.
Okay.
Because it was the first proper custom deck I backed on Kickstarter, and also got to know Luke through it, which is
you're gonna give Luke a big head, man.
Yeah.
Well, but it's true. I never thought that I would be able to connect with designer of the custom deck. And Luke was very, very open to chat, and I guess it continued from there. So for me,
he's a good guy. Nice, good choice. I dig the Mono X.
Yeah.
So let's subject you to this Kyle question here.
Okay.
I know Kyle's in the chat. I don't even know if I wrote it down. I didn't write it down because it was just too gross to write down. So
I'm scared.
If you had to give up one of these, which would you choose and why? I don't know if Kyle said let me double check he didn't say and why, because I don't really want to know why.
Okay.
But let me see what we got here. Let me
pull the question because I might want to know why.
Let's go.
So the question was, if you had to give up one of these, which would it be? Brushing your teeth or wiping your butt? But I don't know if I want to know why.
Well,
dude,
oh no, it says which one would it be? So full question, there is a why. Let's hear it.
Okay. So I have to give up one of them, and
Yes.
also tell why.
Yes. I
Okay.
apologize.
Well, I think it would be brushing my teeth, maybe, because the
You
other
give that
one
one up? Yeah.
would be too nasty. You can always punch your teeth out and get prosthetics ones.
But you still,
Or
but you
I
still
don't know.
got your prosthetics, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Steve, put
Okay.
the cards down.
Steve
the
is getting
card.
somewhere.
Dude, it looks like a DeVoe deck now.
Oh my God. Put the cards down. So I thought a lot about this question too, and I have to say I went the other direction. And the reason being, if you don't
You're
brush your
fucking
teeth,
nasty. That's
listen, if you don't brush your teeth, your mouth is going to be disgusting. But you can clean your ass in the shower.
Okay. So
That was my thought process.
You would take a shower each time you go to.
Hell yeah. There's people who do that already, but yeah, I would.
Yeah, and then I guess you can get a bidet.
Yeah,
or you
exactly.
just use your hand and then wash your hands.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
let's be
you
honest.
didn't specify with toilet paper, so I assumed it was just anything with a wiping motion. I don't know.
Okay, so you couldn't wipe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah, I think the hack there is the bidet. So that is a good one. Yeah. Because think about how much it sucks when you wake up in the morning and your mouth tastes terrible. Like
All right,
I couldn't imagine.
hold on. What if you're at a restaurant and you have to take a shit? Like you've held it as long as you possibly could. You're in traffic. What are you gonna do in your car? Or you're at a restaurant. You're at a restaurant. You have to go to the bathroom.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you. You know what? You shit your pants,
right? Dude, you shit your pants in the restaurant.
Having no, I mean you go take a shit and then you just deal with it. But like having to not brush your teeth is disgusting.
Yeah, it's true.
They're both disgusting.
Yeah, they are disgusting, Kyle. Kyle, you were also right. I do only shit at home, so.
Yeah,
I do too. Actually, I only shit at home.
Yes. It helps that I'm stuck at home 90% of the time now, but you know what?
The cool thing is we don't have to worry about that because we can brush our teeth and wipe. So
yeah, that's true.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah.
I am now thankful
for a little while. For a little while, I was getting scared. I was getting scared that we weren't going to be able to wipe for a little while.
Like, what if Kyle had magical powers and whatever we chose, we were just stuck with it? Like,
no, I'm talking about COVID, where all the toilet paper was sold out.
Well, hey, that's why they make washcloths, man.
Dude, I can't do it. It keeps sticking.
Down, Steve.
Oh, come on, man! I'm trying to do a.
It's a travesty.
Keeps sticking.
Yeah.
Keeps sticking.
Because you tortured them.
Anyway.
Oh my God. So before we,
you know what? It's not as good as yours, and it took me 5 seconds instead of 50 hours, but it actually took me longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah, no, that took you like 8 minutes.
I appreciate the effort.
I'm gonna gild these two, and I'm gonna sell it for $150.
There you go,
Yeah,
Steve.
that sounds fair.
Yeah, nobody's gonna buy them.
So, any last questions
Anyway.
in the chat before we kind of wrap the night here?
Samurai says I'll buy him.
I'll buy. There you go, Steve. Steve, you are now.
I'll give them to you, bro. I'll give them to you. I can't sell them.
You don't.
They're yours.
You don't really
they're
want
yours.
them. But,
I'll even sign them.
Well, you can use them for wiping when the toilet runs out again.
Hi.
Or the toilet paper.
There you go. Yeah, save them for your wiping. Oh my God.
There we go.
Kyle, I have to say that was by far not your worst question, because I don't want to like say it was a bad question, but it was your most disgusting question. So toilet paper. So thank you, Kyle. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Oh my God.
That was a good one, Ty.
Well, Dom, honestly, we really appreciate you coming on, man, especially considering it's
Yes.
probably like 1 something in the morning there now, maybe late.
Well,
Jesus,
it's 3:24 a.m.
Well, we really appreciate it.
Sorry.
We
Sorry,
really do
dude.
appreciate it. We had such a blast having you on, man. And honestly, we love what you're doing with your account, with the community. Keep it up. You do beautiful work. And I have to say, in spite of the fact that, like, yeah, you do potions and other people do potions, and yeah, you cut and other people cut, I feel like you're on the cutting edge of it. Like, I think you're always like one of the first people.
See what you
at
did
it.
there? You're on the cutting edge.
That was an unintended pun, so I apologize for that as well. But I feel like, you know, you really take such a different approach to it, and it really has an amazing feel. I mean, the complexity of the decks you just showed off there was breathtaking. Your potion shots are beautiful, and the little tags. I actually, I'll be honest, I might like the little tags more than the potion itself. I think they're so like.
Wait, this is hard for me to get here.
Thank you very much. It means a lot to hear.
Focus.
Like, nice words about work I try to put out.
Yeah,
it really means a lot. Thank you.
No,
yeah, dude, you do great work. I highly recommend people hitting you up and getting some potions made. That'd be dope to, you know.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Honestly,
right on.
He's an amazing guy. He's fun to chat with, and he answers messages, so that's a plus. But if you haven't talked to Dom before or checked out his Instagram, we're going to link it below. Definitely check him out, Forest of Spades. He does amazing photographs, and he's just an all-around awesome guy. So, Dom, we really do appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dom, you rock. Thanks,
and
brother.
Again, everyone, make sure to check out the video tomorrow for the second part of the giveaway word. And make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We really appreciate you guys coming out tonight. And thank you so much. This was another episode of Deckin Around.
Peace.
Thank you, guys.